Hi, this is Bill Spatrino. Today is February 8th, 2019. Obviously, we're going to talk about the State of the Union address. I think that Trump nailed it. I mean, everybody talks about it, but I've watched these speeches for a long time. I come from a politically active party family, and I can tell you what I was really impressed about was, I mean, this man has produced television, okay? He knows with The Apprentice how to paint a picture. And, it was great. He talked about, 50 years ago, the moon. He talked about 75 years ago with World War II and then having those guys there. He, heralded women, African Americans, Hispanics, and Asians, all with the how they have lowest unemployment rates, and how women got the right to vote 100 years ago, and all the ladies in the Democratic Party, they all had to stand up for that. Okay, it was great. And then he talked about what he did in Israel. He talked about what he's done in North Korea, the trade deals, okay, with China and NAFTA, and how the other politicians made mistakes. Okay, the unnecessary wars, the 600,000 manufacturing jobs, 157 million people working. Okay, the 3 million people he took off of food stamps from Obozo. Okay, he got it going. And then he tied it all in with the drugs, the human trafficking, and the illegals coming in and murdering people and lowering the wages. I mean, he poured it all in. He's got it set up perfect. If the Congress doesn't get this done right, and I think that the Congress, Lindsey Graham was on last night, and he said, I'm going to back the president. And if the other people, they're basically, see, the never-Trumpers in the Republican Party and the Democrats are planning on having this, like they're chastising Trump, and they're going to try to veto his emergency thing. They're not going to be able to do it, folks. Okay, he's going to get this. I almost think they're ready to make a compromise, but you just, when you saw Schumer's face, I mean, there's so many things on the computer about it. I mean, these people are just, they're very inept. Okay, it's a very inept thing, but I mean, he hit the ball out of the park last night. And the greatest thing he said is, America is not going to be a socialist economy. It's not going to be a socialist. That's not going to happen here. And Schumer and Pelosi stood up and clapped. I mean, the Democratic Party, between the fake Indian Elizabeth Warren, who, came out that her, and they took it off of Instagram, but it came out that she applied in '86 when she took the bar exam. Look, Elizabeth Warren can't get away from this Indian thing. It's just, she's not going to be able to get away from it. I don't think she would win anyhow, but she should just drop out of the race now. If she just wasn't such a tone-deaf narcissist, she would have done it. And speaking of narcissist, a person asked me, I called Obama a narcissist defending Trump, and a person said, well, do you have proof of that? Yeah. I showed him when his first State of the Union, he said me or I like almost 100 times, and Trump did it in his, he said me or I 26 times. That's 4 times more. And then the person said, well, you got your data from Fox News. I said, well, go look at the transcripts. I sent her the transcripts. And she didn't want to talk. Okay. So, look, we're fighting a good battle here, and I really and truly believe that it's going to turn out, I mean, Donald Trump's on a roll right now. And if you don't know it, then you don't know what you're doing. And I really believe that you can see there's a desire for the border wall. And he's going to get this done. And see, when he gets it done, the reason they're fighting him is they don't want to. They know if he gets this border wall going, and see, this is how shrewd he is. He he's doing a campaign stop for the 2020 election next Monday in El Paso, where there is a border. And he's going to let, someone said, Bill, this El Paso's in the middle of, it's like a liberal area. El Paso's liberal, but if you go around it, it's conservative. And the people will come there, and guess what? Beto O'Rourke, that's his hometown. So Trump's basically taking on the big gunslinger in his own area. Okay, just the way he does things. You know, they had this fool, Evan Bayh, that used to be the governor and senator from Indiana. And he said, well, Trump, you know, tweets. He's complaining about Trump's tweeting, how dumb it is. Evan, I got news for you. You ran for president years ago. You stunk. You were horrible. Okay. Trump ran. He won. So, I mean, I think of, when I think of the Democratic Party and some of these pundits, I think of man who say something shall not be done, shall not interrupt man doing it. Okay. And as far as what's going on in Virginia, I want to call out one of my Facebook guys, and he's, you know, he is one of the smartest. I mean, I'm a shrewd guy. I was the first major media person. If you Google Bills Petrino, Donald Trump, in 2010, I said, if Trump runs, he's going to win. And I spelled out how he would be strong with China and Russia and negotiate great deals and reform the taxes. Okay, just like it turned out. Patrick Howley, it works for Big League Politics, and he broke over the weekend. He broke the story with the governor, and then he broke the story of Virginia, and he broke the story with the attorney general. I think it's the attorney general, or the guy that's not the attorney general. It's the guy below him. Folks, that guy that was talking about the moonwalking, okay, he apologized. Now, I don't know about you. I don't like to apologize for things I've done, let alone things I haven't done. Okay. The guy apologized. Then someone gave him an idea in his head that he could say he was. I think he's the Ku Klux Klan guy. I really do. They called the guy Coon Man. He doesn't know. Folks, in college yearbooks, you submit that stuff. This isn't high school. Okay. He thinks everybody doesn't know, and he thinks he's going to get a pass from everybody. Well, then the African American guy that was accused of telling a woman to give him oral sex, and then he tries to say, well, it was consensual. And then the woman's like, well, it was consensual kissing, but the oral sex part wasn't consensual. Folks, it's a nightmare, okay? The Democratic Party, and then the other guy today, the Attorney General, came out and said, well, I was in blackface. You know how you know the governor was lying, okay? See, what really happened is his own party, and I would never ask Patrick to tell me, and nor would I expect him to tell, you know, he wants to protect his sources. This is what I think happens, and this is my speculation. This is why we listen to the Truth Channel, okay? I think that what happened was he talked about with the killing the babies, and I think the Democratic Party didn't like him doing it, okay? And what they did is they put the kibosh on him, okay? They tried to set him up and get him to leave, and somebody who had that information leaked it. Okay, that's my personal feeling of what ended up happening. I mean, it's funny because that Kathy Tron of Virginia, the same day she submitted a bill allowing the torture and murder of the children up to birth, she submitted a bill to save caterpillars. Okay, and then she tried to do some town halls during the weekend. She was getting death threats. Okay. I think they wanted this off the papers, and I think they wanted to get this guy to resign, and I think when he found out his own party set him up, he said, I'm not going to resign, and he's going to just stay in there. And I mean, the guy's such a phony. He's trying to say that he moonwalked. First of all, look at that guy. He doesn't know how to moonwalk. And then he asked his wife, who was that guy? He didn't know. He forgot who Michael Jackson was. Folks, I'm the same age as that guy. I'm about 4 years older. Michael Jackson, when I was a kid, he was the entertainer. Elvis was more for like older kids. But for kids my age, Michael Jackson. And I'm telling you, I didn't know many people. My brother could moonwalk to a point. There were people that could do it. Trust me, that guy is a goober. He didn't know. He doesn't know how to do that. That whole thing is just so phony, okay? And they're all, if we had an honest media, but Patrick Howley at Big League Politics, if you Google him, you look him up, you tell him that you heard about him on the Truth Machine. This guy, he's a great reporter, okay? I've always liked him. And I congratulated him today, and he told me thank you. It was a great job. I mean, he broke both these stories. And you're going to be hearing more about him. The last thing I want to talk about in the political part is that Stacey Abrams comes on. And the woman, people are making fun of her appearance and stuff. I don't do that with people, okay? That's a good way to lose a political argument. Would I have the lady on, and this is the question I want to ask her. She said, my dad had to hitchhike home from work. One night he didn't come home, so me and my mom hopped in a car. Now, they said they had one car to look for him. We found him, walking home in the rain without a coat. Okay? Why was a guy hitchhiking home in the rain? If you guys are sitting at home with a car, why don't you come pick him up? I mean, I don't know if no one vetted her speech or she's just so dumb she didn't realize that people actually... I have a message for all you liberals, because I have some liberals that listen. They say negative things, but listen. Words have meanings. Words have meanings. And people aren't as dumb as you think they are. Before you tell us, it'd be easier to just tell everybody that you're telling a story than it is to try to get over on people. Just like Elizabeth Warren tries to get over on people. Don't do it. It's not going to work. Okay? As far as the investing part goes, we've had 2 winners so far. Snapchat, I mean, I told you guys to buy that when it was in the 6s, and it cracked. After earnings, it cracked just as I said it and would go into the 8s. We don't usually get stocks like this. It's very hard. I mean, an Apple is up over 175, and we bought it in I told you to buy it in the 147, 148 range. You got 2 stocks that have done real well. Okay. The purpose of all this is we talk about the politics, we talk about the investing. The other day, the semiconductor stocks keep running on Wednesday, and the regular market didn't run. I really believe strongly that somebody knows a trade deal is coming. See, the semiconductor stocks, they do a lot of business like Micron. I didn't recommend Micron, but it's a stock that's going to keep going up as well. Micron is involved, and these stocks do a lot of business in China, and they've been running. And I really believe strongly that the deal, see, Trump needs a deal, Xi needs a deal. And when Trump gets this deal, when he gets the wall built and he gets this trade deal with China done, that leads him into the 2020 election. I mean, the false media couldn't say anything. And see, these things are related, okay? See, the politics, the people on my dividend machine, my paid, and Inner Circle, my paid things through Newsmax, they told, a lot of people say, well, I don't like to hear your political views. The politics follows the market, okay? If we weren't getting a trade deal, this market will drop. But we're getting a trade deal, and the market isn't going to drop. And I'll keep giving you stocks and talk to you more about just the different things that go on in the stock market, okay? And we'll talk more about it. I'll explain Snap and a lot of the other companies that we'll talk about in the future. The sports part of this, I want to talk about the Super Bowl, but not... I like talking positively about athletes. And I want to talk about Julian Edelman, okay? Here's a guy, he was the MVP of the Super Bowl. He had no Division I scholarships in high school. He was a dual threat quarterback. He transferred to Kent State after 1 year of junior college. And Kent State is close to my house, and I've watched it. And he didn't receive an invite to the NFL Combine. And he was the 7th round pick of the Patriots, switching from quarterback to receiver. You know who and this is something that no one talked about. Josh Cribbs was a quarterback in college, and they switched him to receiver and kickoff returner and punt returner, like Edelman's a punt returner. And Bill Belichick saw that the Browns did that because they picked up Cribs cheap because he had had a problem with drugs and he was a free agent and he never got paid a lot of money. And it's funny because I've seen him in the mall at Strongsville near my house. And Edelman was named the Super Bowl MVP after he caught 10 passes for 141 yards. Okay. He was the first Jewish athlete to win the MVP of the Super Bowl. Okay. I mean, this is a great thing. And it just goes to show that it doesn't matter what people think of you, okay, or think of your prospects. Nobody wanted this kid. And there's another guy I'm going to give you a tip on. He went to Mayfield. Those Mayfield people I know will appreciate this. There's a kid named Andy Isabella, okay, went to Mayfield, was a receiver, didn't have any Division I scholarships except for Massachusetts. They took him out of high school, but he won the 100-yard dash, and he beat NFL first-round draft choice Denzel Ward in the race. And he's a Mayfield athlete that it's funny because the quarterback's name is Mayfield, and he could be passing to a guy. I think if he runs a good time in the combine, I think he's going to go in the first round. But it depends. My dad thinks he'll be in the second round. I think if he can beat like a 4.35 time in the 40, he'll go in the first round. I mean, because we drafted Corey Coleman in the first round, and obviously he didn't pan out as well. But this kid is fast, and I watched him in high school. I called it on Mitch Trubisky. I saw him play. And this Isabella, he is capable of playing in the NFL. Okay, he is very much capable of playing, and I hope he gets put on the right team where they give him a chance. But he will make it in the NFL. I don't know that he'll be Julian Edelman, but he could be. He could be. Mitch Trubisky's going to be a star. I don't know this about Andy Isabella, but I know he's going to be an NFL player, and he's a hard worker, and he's got a great amount of talent. And for those people that have watched him play, they know that he's got it. I mean, he did really good this year at Massachusetts. In fact, he was in line for the Blitnikoff Award. So please, please keep pressing the subscribe button. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers. I need your help. Please get your cousins, brothers, sisters, co-workers, family members. Send emails. You're helping me out immensely. We're getting close to the 800 subscriber mark, and we're getting close to the 4,000 hours we need. I appreciate everybody immensely. Okay, you've done a great job. This was like a dream for me, and many people told me I would never get the 1,000 subscribers, and I would never get the 4,000 hours because you got to do it within a year. And they said, you're not going to do it. They started telling me the math. Look, I like being told I can't do something because I end up doing it. Okay, my whole life. I'm putting together a diet book, which you'll hear more about as it goes on. And in it, people told me you can't do this. All the things they told me I can't do, I'm slowly proving them wrong. Okay, I'm just hoping I can get it together and get it right. But from behind the wheel of the truth machine, this is Bill Spatrino asking you to sit back and enjoy the ride.